Why do they never go in for me? Hello VC, I'm back again, yes. And back with another charity shop haul. It's been a little while since I did my last video. Yeah. Yeah, today we actually got snow in Exeter. The last time we had snow here was 2011. So we haven't had snow here for about 7 years. And so I've been out this morning with my daughter building a snowman and doing all the other stuff, throwing snow at her and getting her wet, which was a great laugh. And I thought, I came back this afternoon, obviously not working because everywhere's snowbound. I love it when it's snowy. So quiet everywhere. It's just so quiet. And I thought I'd just whack out maybe one, maybe two videos. It depends how many more. I've got another batch of records to do here. I've listened to most of them, but I might do a CD video. I might do some CD videos. We'll see. Anyway, this batch, right. These are all records I got picked up for £1 from various charity shops. Quite a nice batch of records, actually. So the first, I'm going to start off with a 10-inch. And I've actually been... So this is Howard Jones, Hide and Seek, and I've been starting to pick up his stuff. I think for years he got tagged with that sort of early 80s, slightly naff, sort of, slightly, oh yeah, it was early 80s pop. But I've been reappraising his stuff, and I've been listening to it again, and actually he did some really good pop, and this is Hide and Seek off his debut album. And this is really, I love this song. I absolutely love this song. There's the back cover. Nice black and white back cover with some artwork from the album. This is a really nice song. This was a single. Did reach the UK top 20, I think. Don't think it hit the top 10. So yeah, and on the B side is Dao De Ching, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is kind of an Eastern influenced instrumental. I think he was actually better than his reputation. He deserves to have a better reputation than he does, really. That's that one. I also picked up some 12 inches. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 12 inches. Some really good stuff. First one is The Men They Couldn't Hang, Ghosts of Cable Street. This is off, I think it's the second album, which I've got over there, behind me somewhere. So this is a song about a fascist, anti-fascist, or some sort of riot that happened in Cable Street, and it was like anti-fascists. So it's kind of relevant to now, isn't it? Original Antifa. And then on the B-side, you've got Dream Machine and Liverpool Lullaby, and they're decent tracks too. So this was, I really like this. I'm starting to find more men's stuff. I've actually picked up quite a lot of their stuff lately, especially, and I'm starting to find their singles, or I've found a couple at least. Next up, I posted this on the YouTube Facebook page as probably the last great 80s single. This was released in December 1989, and this is absolutely brilliant. This is Getting Away With It by Electronic. Electronic were a supergroup, an 80s supergroup. Bernard Sumner from New Order and Johnny Marr from the Smiths, of course, got together to create some music, and they actually got in Neil Tennant as well on this one. And I just noticed strings arranged and conducted by Anne Dudley from Art of Noise. So it really is a kind of supergroup. I love that cover. Absolutely love that cover. It just wants to make me go out and buy some scotch. So it's got two versions of Getting Away With It, extended and full-length version, and Lucky Bag as well, which I think is okay. But the extended version of Getting Away With It is just sublime. It is just an amazing track. And an amazing version of it. The cover's a bit battered. You've got some seams split there, but the The vinyl is very, very nice. So I was well happy, well chuffed to pick that up. This was released, I think they took about 18 months to follow up this single with the next one. Because the next lot of stuff didn't get released till 91, I think. Right, I think in my last video I showed another 12-inch by this band. This is The Real People, who I spoke about coming from Liverpool, kind of tied into Manchester a bit, but they weren't really baggy. They were kind of more indie, real precursors of Britpop in a way. So this is their 1991 single, Open Up Your Mind, Let Me In. Terrific stuff. I think on that video I said that I'm a Believer, which is a 12-inch I showed before, was their last release. It was their last release on a major label. They were on CBS. They're still going. They're still going now. So I know Lisa asked me to. I'm not going to show. I should have shown some of the other labels, but there we go. It's just a plain red CBS. Lisa asked me to show some labels, so I'll try and remember these. All right. Right. Here we go. Love that band. As I said, I saw them in about 1990, maybe, at Liverpool Uni. Great band. Really great band. All right. And another great band from the 80s this time. This was possibly their last release. I think it might have been their last single release. It's off their second album. Now they've shortened their name to Fuzzbox by now, but it's, to me, they'll always be, we've got a Fuzzbox and we're going to use it. I do have most of their stuff. I'm still missing the second album, is it Big Bang, on vinyl. I've got it on tape, I've got it on CD, but I don't have it on vinyl. I've got Boston Steve Austin on vinyl, tape and CD, I think. Or have I just got it on tape and vinyl? I don't know, anyway. But this is a cover of Yoko Ono's Walking on Thin Ice. And it's got a great remix. I loved 80s 12 inches. They had some really great mixes. So we've got the Ecstatic Fuzz mix on side A with Fuzz Dub on side B, with actually one of their first singles, Rules and Regulations, is tacked onto here. I don't know whether they meant to bring it full circle. I'm pretty sure this is their last release, but this is great stuff. Really great stuff. A really terrific version of Yoko's track. Right, now I've got a few albums, five albums. That I picked up. I'll start off with the one that cost me the most. I think this cost me £2. Slight damage on there from price sticker. But anyway, this is Paul Barrett. And as you can see, ex-Little Feat guitarist. He joined Little Feat, I think it was 1972. I think in time for possibly their second album, maybe their third, I'm not quite sure. I'm not all au fait with Little Feat's history. I've only heard a few bits and pieces. They're a band I've really got to get into. But this is his first solo album, released in 1983. This is great stuff. This is a really good album. That's kind of southern rocky, real laid back, kind of bit bluesy. Got an 80s tinge to it, but it's still rocking. I really, really enjoyed listening to this. This was great. I wouldn't have had a clue who he was, to be honest, if that hadn't been on there. That's the reason I bought it, and I thought, I'll give that a go. I think it cost a couple of quid. Terrific stuff. Absolutely terrific. Loved listening to that. I've listened to it quite a few times. Let's see what the label looks like. I can't remember what the label looks like. Oh, it's just a plain WELA label. Nothing interesting. This is a problem, me showing labels. I just bung the records on and I always forget what the labels look like. Right, which one should we go next? Let's do the older stuff and then I'll go to newer. Right, this is in the UK, and I guess it's probably the same in the States, but probably all around the world, to be honest, Australia as well. And wherever records are sold. This is a staple of charity shop bins. Buy it for £1 everywhere. My parents had a copy of it, but their copy is I reckon they got it from a car boot sale, because they used to buy the odd thing from car boot sales. And it's really scratched up. So I saw a really clean looking copy of it, and I thought, oh God, I'm going to get it. The cover's really clean. The record's not so great, and I'll probably pick up another copy of it later. But I've been kind of... For a long time I thought, Carpenters? You got to be kidding me. But then I got that compilation that was put out, If Only I Was a Carpenter, I think it's called, which had people like Sonic Youth on it, Red Cross are on it, I think. All kinds of alternative bands recording versions of Carpenter's tracks. And I liked what I heard. So I thought, okay, let's give them a proper chance. Some of this is real schmaltzy, real MOR, but the thing about it is Karen Carpenter, despite Richard Carpenter's sometimes pretty music, her voice, whoa, what a pure voice she had. I mean, I think I've said this before, but my favourite part of bands are usually the vocalists. That's what really draws me into music. Yeah, sometimes it's the riff, sometimes it's the lyrics, sometimes it's very rare. Sometimes it's the bass. That's what I always wanted. As I said in my final tag, I always wanted to try and play some bass, but that's beyond me. Drumming, yeah, you've got to have a drummer to keep everything together, but it's never been my go-to part of the band to draw me in. In fact, I've probably got a very limited appreciation of drumming, to be honest. But the vocalists really draw me in. And her voice, my word, I really wish she'd tackled some less schmaltzy material at times. Maybe something, I don't know, maybe something a bit more gritty. No, not gritty, that wouldn't suit her voice. But maybe something, something like, I don't know, something more, slightly less MOR and more out-and-out pop or soft rocky or singer-songwritery. I don't know, but it would have been nice to have heard her sing some other stuff. But saying that, I mean, we've only just begun. Top of the World. I mean, these are songs that Superstar. Superstar's a brilliant song. But then it was written by Liam Russell and Bonnie Bramlett, so no wonder it's a good song. Yesterday Once More, which is probably Richard Carpenter's best song. I mean, most of these are actually other people wrote for them. Close to You was written by David and Bacharach. So most of the songs weren't written by them, but I don't necessarily like Richard Carpenter's arrangements that much. But, the voice. So, yeah. Well, yeah. I picked up yet another Donovan compilation for £1. I don't know what it is. I've been really stumbling across loads of these lately. I think this is the third one I've bought lately. It's definitely the third album. Probably the second compilation. I don't know. But so this is Golden Hour of Donovan. I think Steve Whitty showed a Golden Hour of somebody or other. Was it Golden Hour Status Quo he showed? Might have been. Now these are... I've got half of these tracks on at least one or two other compilations, but there's enough tracks on here that I didn't have that I've probably got every song from the first 3 proper albums that he released, just on different compilations. But for C. Donovan, I'm so going to pick him up. Despite the 60 minutes of entertainment, I don't think this lasts for an hour. There's 20 tracks on it, but seeing as most of his tracks were about 2.5, 3 minutes long, there's no way this is an hour. Well, no, I might do. I don't think it's it doesn't think anyway. I don't think it's an hour worth of music, but who cares? It's a great album. I will get this one out. So Golden Hour had its own. There we go. Own label. There we go. So yeah. So this was really pleased to pick this up, because things like it didn't have his song Sunny Goode Street. Josie I didn't have. Gold Watch Blues I don't think. Donna Donna, Ballad of Geraldine. But things I did have, things like Turquoise, Catch the Wind, Hey Gyp, Dig the Silence. I love that song. Oh, I love that song. Terrific stuff. Right, 2 80s records to finish off. I got the second album from Tracey Ullman. Now, most people in the States know Tracey Ullman from Simpsons. Well, giving the Simpsons their start, really. Being a comedian on TV there. She did have a music career for a short time in the early 80s. She released 2 albums, and this is the second one, You Caught Me Out. There's not really an awful lot of hits on here. It's really along the same lines as the first album, so sort of 80s tinged retro pop with heaps of the 60s and 70s. So you've got things like cover of Terry. Kirsty MacColl had quite a big hand in some of these songs. I've forgotten. Terry was produced by Kirsty MacColl, and I think she did backing vocals on it. Things like Sunglasses, which is another cover. Give Him a Great Big Kiss, which is a great cover. Bad Motorcycle, that's a good track. Little by Little. You Caught Me Out was written by Kirsty MacColl. You got lots of different tracks. So on the Stiff label, I'll show that label. There we go, Stiff. That's that one. What we got? Sunglasses was by John D. Loudermilk. Oh yeah, Helpless, which is a Holland Dozier Holland track. Where the Boys Are, another cover, Neil Sedaka co-wrote. So yeah, I just really like both her records. She didn't try and do anything really out of the ordinary. It's just really good retro pop. That's what it is, and it still sounds good. So I was really happy to finally pick that one up to go with my copy of the first album. And then just to finish off, I've had this on CD for donkey's years. I think I've got it on tape as well. But I managed to pick up a vinyl copy of Clannad's Past Present, which is their a compilation of their stuff that they released while they were on RCA. So it's the earliest track is the theme from Harry's Game, which is a big hit over here in the UK. So these are the albums that so the material's drawn from those 5 albums. I've got Magical Ring, which I love. I've also got Legend, which is the soundtrack to a version of Robin Hood that was shown on British TV. I don't have the other 3, so I'll be looking out for those. But I do seem to be able to pick them up because I've actually found 2 copies of Magical Ring. But really beautiful music, absolutely love it. What I've got to look out for is their earlier stuff released before, that they released in the 70s. I've heard that's really good as well. A picture of the band. Right, I am going. That's a lot for now. I'm going to record a CD video at the same time, and I might put both up today, or I might even just listen to some records because I'm going to keep warm. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for all the new subscribers again. Every time I record a video, my subscribers have leapt. Just thank you so much. I hope you get something out of watching this. I love sharing my whiffle about records with all of you, and I'm so pleased that some of you can tolerate me enough to put up with it. Thank you ever so much, everybody, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, VC. Bye.